If you want to be more successful in business and be a better wife or mom, then you need to take yourself off the back burner because a burnt out entrepreneur is not a good one. I'm Amy Walker, and today I'm sharing with you my daily self-care checklist. For all the tips that you need to grow your business and balance your family, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when new content comes out every Tuesday. The best advice I ever heard on self-care was that self-care should not be taking breaks from your life in order to recharge. It should be organizing your life in a way that it truly nurtures and supports you. So I'm going to share with you the 8 things that I do on a daily basis in order to make sure that I stay healthy, productive, happy, sane, and avoid entrepreneurial and mommy burnout. I spent many years as a struggling entrepreneur, and I remember the year when I finally got committed to really taking care of me that my income started to skyrocket. It was the first time that I had ever passed $10,000 in income in a month, and I thought that was just crazy. But it came because I wasn't running myself ragged. I wasn't showing up at like 50% of my capacity while the rest of me was going towards exhaustion, whether mental, emotional, or physical. But I really showed up at my best, and I started taking care of myself as I would an MVP. And it showed up in my results. So I'm going to share with you that formula today. It's worked for me. It's worked for many of my clients, and I'm hoping that it's going to work for you as well. So stay until the end and you'll have my daily checklist of 8 things you can do every day in order to manage your daily self-care. All right, number 1 on my daily self-care checklist is my Power 30. So my Power 30 is that I spend 30 minutes a day in prayer, meditation, journaling, getting emotionally and spiritually and mentally grounded. And then I spend 30 minutes a day in getting physically grounded, so physical exercise. A lot of times I just take my dogs on walks, but that process, or I'll do yoga, so it's not like I have to be pumping weights. If you want to, that's fine. But for me, it's usually just that process of getting myself moving and making sure I'm taking care of me physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, getting grounded each day. My second thing on my checklist is positive breaks. So a lot of us take breaks during the day because we hit that point where we're starting to feel mentally tired and drained, but our breaks are not positive breaks. They are scrolling or social media or watching YouTube videos or things that don't actually allow our mind to unplug. So when the break time is done, we still don't feel replenished. And what happens is we actually spend more time off track because we didn't just take a really good positive breaks. So examples of positive breaks for me, number 1, playing my ukulele. Spending 10 to 15 minutes playing my ukulele actually leaves me feeling like mentally so much better. Power naps. Being able to just lay down and take a really quick nap works for me. I know some people don't like doing that. I love it. Meditations. You can download a lot of great meditations on your phone and just take 10 minutes and meditate. Going on a walk. Sometimes I'll just walk out my front door and I'll sit on my steps and just feel the sun on my face. Sometimes, until I moved to the South where the grass eats you because it's full of bugs, I used to go and just sit on the grass and just put my feet in the grass. Now they would likely be covered in fire ants, but if you live somewhere where the grass doesn't try to kill you, that's a great one that I recommend. But the point is, with these positive breaks, you've got to actually give yourself time to do something that after those 10 or 15 minutes leaves you feeling recharged and ready to go again, instead of leaving you feeling unfulfilled and like you still haven't really had a break and you need more time. So positive breaks. The third thing on my daily self-care checklist is screen-free zones. So my first hour of the day, I don't let myself get on screens. So I don't, other than checking, turning off my alarm when my phone goes off, I don't check my email. I don't get on Facebook or Instagram. I do not check the news. So that first hour of the day is screen free. Also, my last hour of the day, I unplug from the screen as well, and I don't check everything right before I go to bed. What that does is it allows me to have a better perspective on my day and be more in charge of how I'm directing my day instead of being reactionary. And that is awesome way to start off the day, being really proactive about what are your dreams, your goals, your priorities, and moving in that direction before you hear what anyone else has to say about it. And then at night, I sleep deeper and more soundly if I'm not scrolling and plugging in with things right up until I go to bed. The nights when I do that, I have busy dreams, and I wake up in the morning and I'm still feeling mentally tired because my brain has been going all night long. So give yourself some screen-free time at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. You'll thank me for it. Fourth thing on my self-care checklist is to sleep. I know that's hard, moms. I had a kid come into my bed last night at 3 because he had nightmares. I know that is challenging, but here's what I will say. In general, I do try to be up early in the morning. I'm up by like 5:30. But when those nights come where I have a little nighttime visitor and it disturbs my sleep, I sleep in a little bit the next day, and I make sure that I'm getting enough sleep. If I know I have to be up early, I'll go to bed early. If I know I have to be up late, I'll plan on getting up late. But I have to make my sleep a priority. This no sleep club is not going to leave you at your best. Now, I know there are different bodies that require different amounts of sleep, so I'm not going to tell you how much sleep to get, but I am going to tell you find your sweet spot. For me, that's about 7 hours. And when I can do it on 6, but I can't do it for the distance. I can't be at my best over the long haul if I'm getting consistently below my prime. So figure out what your body needs and find a way to claim those hours. Fifth thing on my self-care checklist is to eat. How many of you get busy during the day and the morning time and you're going and you don't eat, and then you're starving at the end of the day and you're eating all the things and you're eating too late in the day, and really so much of that can be just solved if you'll just take time to feed yourself. I'm not even talking diets, I'm not even talking specifics, I'm just talking eat during the day. I have found that if I don't make it a priority, I can go till like I eat breakfast, but then I can go until like 3-4 o'clock and all of a sudden I'm starving. I haven't had any snacks, I didn't eat lunch, and it's not a very healthy way to live. And my brain is useless once I get to that point. So feed yourself and make that a priority that happens regularly and consistently, and bonus when it's good, healthy foods as well. All right, sixth thing on my daily self-care checklist is I don't work stressed. So I feel stress every day. It's not that I'm some superhuman that is immune to stress. I do feel stress pretty much every day. But here's the thing, I have a policy with myself that I don't work stressed and I don't work frantic. So when I start feeling stressed and frantic, what I do is I take a pause and I will do something that helps me reset the way that I'm thinking. Maybe it's take a few minutes to visualize. Maybe it's that I take a few minutes and I journal. Maybe I write down all the things I'm stressed about and then I crumple up the paper and I rip it into shreds and throw it away. Maybe it's that I go and I take some deep breaths, or I go on a walk, or I do some yoga poses. But when I start to feel stressed, I don't force myself to push through it and keep going being stressed. I de-stress. I give myself a present of de-stressing, and it is so much more productive. I get so much more done working when I'm clear and focused and not trying to push through the stress. Seventh piece of my daily self-care checklist is set a start-stop time and honor them both. So if I'm not being good to myself, I will start working the minute I get up. And I will stop working the minute I go to sleep. And I'll have breaks in between there where I take care of my kids and, eat dinner and do the things that I need to do. But it's on my mind the entire day, and my mind doesn't get to stop. And so from day to day, that builds up, and I lose my ability to be creative and passionate about the things that I'm doing. So what is better and more productive is for you to set a start time. My work start time is 9 a.m. and my work stop time is 4:30 p.m. Now there may be days where that adjusts. Maybe I need to leave earlier, or because I need to, I need to start earlier because I need to stop earlier, or I need to start later because I need to stop later. Or maybe I have a day where I have the morning and then I have to do something at night. Maybe I'm doing a podcast or an interview or training or something. I'll take a break during the day, because I can't maintain working all the time. You can't maintain working all the time and really be honoring your self-care. And my 8th part of my daily self-care checklist is to create a meaningful connection with another human being each day. Oh, you guys, entrepreneurs, especially when you're working from home and you have kids, it is so easy to just go through the motions all day long and hide behind your screen and not actually take time to feel anything with anyone else. So I make it a priority that every day I get to have a positive human interaction. Maybe that is snuggling with one of my younger boys who are kind of outgrowing snuggling right now. It's very sad. But maybe that's reading time with them. Maybe it's playing a game. Maybe it's having a really great conversation where I'm fully engaged with my older kids. Maybe it's spending time with my husband, or snuggling to him, up to him, or going on a date, or having a really great conversation. Maybe it's connecting with my sisters or friends, but every day giving myself that time to make sure that I'm plugging in and having a positive human interaction. Now, this is not to say that bubble baths aren't good, although I do have a little bit of an issue with bubble baths because it takes so much water, and I like bubble baths, but truthfully, I only want to be in there for like 5 minutes, but then I feel water waste guilt, and so I try to force myself to stay in there longer, and then I feel kind of bored. So maybe you love long bubble baths, but bubble baths, going and having girls' night outs, massages, getting your hair done, all of those things are good to do. But I promise you that all of those things will still leave you feeling depleted if you're not having a good daily self-care checklist and a good daily self-care flow, because that's really what sets the tone for how you feel on a regular basis. So I like to do those things, but not because I'm at the bottom and I'm trying to like pull myself back up to, having my head above water. I like to do those things because I feel great and I enjoy them. And that, I think, is the difference. So remember, if your daily self-care is an escape from your life, that means you haven't set your life up in a way that it honors you and protects you and preserves you and helps you show up at your best. So some of these tips that I gave you are actually built into my 30-day challenge, my 30-day Get More Done challenge. If you haven't gotten it yet, make sure you click in the comments. What it is a 30-day challenge that is going to help you feel more peaceful, feel more connected, and be more productive. So it builds off some of the things we talked about in this video and adds in some of my productivity hacks. And I hope you'll go and get it so that you can get started creating more of what you really want and value in your life. Did you like this video? Was it helpful? If so, show me some love. Leave me a comment, give it a like, share it with your friends that are other entrepreneur moms trying to figure out their self-care balance. And if you want to join a group of like-minded entrepreneurs, make sure you come over to the CEO Spot. It's our private Facebook group, and you can get connected with other business owners just like you, ask questions, engage, create meaningful relationships. So thanks so much for being here. Like, subscribe, share. I'd love to see you back again. And if there's something that you're wishing that I would do a training on, go ahead and leave that in the comments, and I would be happy to make that video for you. Thanks, everyone.